then you can. Welcome, guys. We are live. What's happening, guys? What is happening? Jimmy, are you ready for some major Q&A here for everybody? We're doing a draft prep.
I am ready, counselor. Yes, absolutely.
So
I still got drafts I'm prepping for right now. So
I was just reading, and I'm getting Instagram going here. I got to get on these Instagram lives before we hit our YouTube live here. Do that one before. So yeah, I was just reading here something that really pissed me off. Mac Hollins listed ahead of Keon Coleman on the Buffalo Bills depth chart. Those guys are clowns. Those guys are absolute clowns, Jim. What do you think of that? I mean, what were Mac Hollins' stats over the past, how many years he's been in the league? 8 years?
Oh, this is the year he finally becomes a wide receiver one, counselor. Don't you know?
It took 8 years.
Yeah, he's a 30-year-old receiver. He's been in the league for 8 years. His career stats, all 8 years total, 1,600 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. That's his career stats.
Yeah, that's crazy,
and
man.
Yet somehow he's ahead of Keon Coleman. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Guys, welcome. Instagram Live is just joining in. I'm actually on YouTube Live. Jimmy Maverick is on with me, so you might not be able to hear him. So when I go quiet, that's Jim talking. We're doing a direct Q&A draft prep here on YouTube. So drop your questions below. I'm not wasting any time with analysis. This is all about you guys answering your questions. Before we get into this, guys, make sure you guys do grab the 16-round draft solution. If you're drafting without it, I don't know what to tell you, man. You guys are missing out. Grab 16 rounds. I've linked it below. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players, draft, each round. Everything you need to crush your leagues. Grab 16 rounds below, guys. Do not draft this weekend without it. Also, you can book a direct call, thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. You can book a call. Jim, I don't know if you know this today, but what happened was I did a call with somebody today. Listen to this. 8-man league. All right. He's overseas. Okay. I don't know what country. He was in Europe somewhere. Guess what the buy-in is on this league? Guess what? We wouldn't even get. Guess what the buy-in is?
It's like, I'm assuming this is a high buy-in.
It's a high stakes. It's an elite.
High stakes. Okay.
High stakes.
I'll say $500. $500.
$500, dude. This guy I'm talking to. This guy is a high roller. 8-person league. He hangs out with elite people. What can you take another guess at what do you guys think this buy-in?
So you're telling me it's way higher than $500.
Way higher.
Okay, we'll go $5,000.
Higher than 5,000. Higher than 5,000.
Are you crazy? What the hell? Yeah. This guy's nuts, man.
It's $100,000 buy-in league. Yes, DJ Mitri got it. $100,000 buy. I just consulted somebody on $100,000 buy-in league. I'm like, dude, I should have said once you win, I got to get a piece of that pot. But I mean, you're paying for my consulting. That's all I want. You go and win your league. I don't want anything out of it. $100,000 buy-in league, 8-person. And he's got so many players to choose from. Once you're in an 8-person league, it's like, man, it's just awesome. Like, because there's so many players available. And the way I looked at his roster, man, he was able to secure 2 running backs early, get his ace quarterback, which I love, right? And still get an ace wide receiver. So there was Olave, because he was drafting first. So I laid it out. He had Olave. Marvin Harrison was even falling to this 4th pick. Who else? Drake London was there. So you're able to get 2 running backs, an ace quarterback, an ace wide receiver, and then you could still pack on like a Zamir White to pad your 2 running backs as your 3rd running back, and then you're able to go for that wide receiver run and get like your McConkeys and Colemans and stuff like that. So man, oh man, like it was just, I got this guy prepped. $100,000 buy-in league. It was just a wild conversation, man. He's in the finance. I think I'm like, what do you do for a living? He's like, dude, I'm into finance. I'm into everything. He's into buildings. He's into everything. It was just a great coverage. Maybe he's on the live right now. I don't know. I think he watches this channel. So if you're in here, man, where are you? I won't say your name because everyone's gonna start. Hey, man, can I work for you? So yeah, man, I'm on live, guys. Instagram, you won't be hearing the stuff that's going on YouTube. So if you guys want to get Jim's perspective, because he's going to be talking as well, go over to YouTube and follow there, okay? Thanks, Mikey. Shout out from Mikey. Guys, if you want direct questions answered guaranteed, super chat to skip the line here on YouTube. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate it. Awesome. So let's get to the Q&A here. Again, quickly on the news here. Where's Breaking Brad?
We now have breaking news.
Breaking news. I mean, what was it? What was in the news today? I think Frank Gore Jr. got re-signed to the practice squad, I think, to the Bills, from what I heard, Jim.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people getting re-signed to practice squads. So
And then Dalvin Cook. I mean, what a
it's practice squad. Practice squad. Who cares?
practice squad. Yeah,
who cares?
It's practice squad, but it's still annoying. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, who are you, Rico Dowdle? Like, who's gonna be the starter there? Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't try. That's a committee I'm staying so far away from. Let's just bring in all the. And again, I was reading the comments under. I think it was under the Cowboys Instagram page or whatever, and they were saying, well, why don't you just bring back Emmitt Smith at this point? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just all these washed up running backs.
Hey, didn't they have that commercial during the Super Bowl last year, which was all those old guys, including Emmitt Smith, going back into the league?
And Jerry Rice, I think, was in there or something like that.
Yeah, Jerry Rice.
In the commercial. I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to your Q&A. So, Jim, I'm going to rapid fire here, and then, if you want to pull up, I don't know, you don't have access to admin in this thing. So let's pull up some questions. Jim and I will answer them. But again, one thing was bothering me. Dan Iglesias said, the Bills site has my guy I've got stock everywhere. He's going to be a top 5 fantasy wide receiver. Keon Coleman listed as wide receiver 4. That is BS. Honestly, here's my theory on this, Jim. Here's my honest theory on Keon Coleman. They don't want to tell you how good he is. That's my strong belief on this. They are downplaying his ability because we've talked to Trey Benson. He was on the show. He's at the Fantasy Sports Summit. He's on the podcast. Trey Benson, starting running back for the Arizona Cardinals. He's talking about how elite he is. And then we talked to Frank Gore Jr. at the Fantasy Sports Summit. We asked him, and Frank's like, I can't reveal too much, but, and then he smiled. He's like, Keon Coleman's going to be amazing. Some people are saying I'm tripping on Keon Coleman. I am not. You guys are going to be tripping, literally fumbling on your feet once you see Keon Coleman tear up this league. Jim, maybe I'm a little too overhyped on him, but this is how I felt about Sam Laporta this year. But I think there's a higher ceiling for Keon Coleman this year. Jim, I'm excited. What do you think?
It's such a perfect situation. And you look at who else is there. Curtis Samuel's injured right now. Samuel's injured. So you got Dalton Kincaid. You got who else? Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir is also there, but I think he's dealing with an injury. I mean,
Khalil Shakir, I'm not excited about Shakir. I don't want to say he sucks. I don't know too much about him, but I don't trust him.
Again, he's that speed outside guy. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's not going to be the one. Curtis Samuel's not going to be the one. He's never been the one. He's been in the league forever now.
Yeah. Hold on.
Kincaid's going to get a nice increase, a nice bump in usage, but I'm just like, where are the targets going to go? Where are they going to go? Who can they go to?
Targets are going to Keon Coleman. A Buffalo Bills Instagram page just joined us. They're like a Buffalo Bills zone. I see you here. What do you think? I don't know if you're still in this chat here, but I just saw a person that just studies the Bills. Keon Coleman listed as the 4. He's the 1 on that team. Mac Hollins ahead of him. Mac Hollins sucks, Jim. Mac Hollins sucks. By the way, I can't talk to 2 at once. If you guys are on Instagram, go to YouTube right now. Fantasy Football accounts are on YouTube because I don't want you to miss what Jim's doing. So I keep entertaining you guys. So just go over right now, everybody, to my YouTube Fantasy Football accounts or join the live, all right? We'll talk soon, Instagram. I want to focus here on YouTube, and they've got the super chat here, and I'm going to prioritize that. But I appreciate you, Instagram. Love you. Head on over to YouTube right now so you can hear Jim as well. All right, I'm talking. Talk soon, guys. Okay, so we're done with Instagram. I just can't do both right now, especially with Jim, because they're not going to be able to hear you. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jim, about Keon Coleman. Those targets have to go somewhere.
Exactly. What did you say? It was over 200 targets freed up because they got rid of both Gabe Davis. Yeah, 241 targets because both Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs are gone. They didn't replace. I mean, they replaced it. They put in Keon Coleman. That's the only real addition here. So I'm confident that he will be good. So.
How much stock do you have in Zamir? Their offense sucks. I've got him in all my leagues. I don't care. I'm riding this guy.
Here's the thing. You can be a bad running back on a bad team and be awesome for fantasy if you get all the work. Who's going to take work away from Zamir? There's nobody else on this team. You got Alexander Madison who'll get a little bit. That's it. There's nobody else for competition.
Nobody.
And so it just comes down to Zamir just getting the volume, and that volume will produce fantasy numbers. We see it all the time. especially on these bad teams. If they use one guy and they use him all the time, they give him all the volume, he'll be great.
This is a good question here, and I'm going to say yes to this just at initial glance. Do we trade Kelsey, Higgins, and Waddle for McBride, Jamar Chase, and Pickens? Have Kyler as QB? It would be stacking QB tight. Absolutely. I mean, Jamar Chase has massive ceiling. Although, Jim, there's been some drama. I think he didn't show up to practice today, or he was in street clothes or something like that. Jamar Chase drama. I'm a little concerned. Maybe they're hiding an injury. I don't know what's going on with Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well, he wants a new contract.
Yeah.
And he's kind of been holding in, so he hasn't been practicing. This is a real problem, man. I mean, you got CeeDee Lamb doing the same thing. Jamar Chase is doing it as well. It makes me nervous. Waddle is dealing with an injury. Waddle's dealing with an injury too, undisclosed. They haven't told you what it is, but he's not practicing. He's in a non-contact jersey.
Are you sure? I haven't looked at that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting rid of those three players. I mean, Kelsey's old, especially this is like a dynasty league, because you're bringing in a lot more youth with McBride, Chase, and Pickens. So yeah, I like that more.
Yeah, still non-contact jersey for Jalen Waddle, correct? Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase got the high ceiling. Pickens is the one. They're always flirting with other people to draft them or acquire them. I think you're getting more upside with the Jamar Chase side for sure. Higgins and Waddles are twos. Let's go here. I think Kelsey has a safe year, but they've got a lot of good wide receiver targets there. Another super chat, guys. I appreciate it. Thoughts on Mitchell's role? What Mitchell are we talking about? Adonai. Yeah. I was thinking for some reason I had Elijah on my mind. But anyway, he's hurt. He's done for the season. Mitchell is the other Mitchell from the 49ers. Should have Michael Pittman's owners. Should have Michael Pittman's. He's trying to say, should Michael Pittman's owners be worried? I mean, Michael Pittman's safe, but again, he's not very touchdown heavy, and we don't know what to expect from what's his face, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really. Again, I'm in on a lot of rookies. Mitchell on the Colts is just not one of them, and I think that's.
I only like Mitchell in best ball. He's a great best ball candidate because he's going to be a big play guy. Probably going to get some touchdown work. So I like him there, but I wouldn't want to have to decide whether or not to start him each week because he would mostly sit on my bench because I'd be too nervous to start him. So I would not draft Mitchell for a managed league.
Yeah, he says sorry about the grammar. No worries, man. I typo all the time. Skip the line, guys. Drop the super chat. They're coming in steady. It is draft week. Abdel, I'm not going to try to pronounce that middle name because I have no idea. Is it okay to draft RB and wide receiver in the same team? I've done it. I try not to, but it happened. I think in one league I got one Drake London and Bijan in one league. Jim, do you do this? I don't think it really matters. As long as you cover your bye weeks, you have enough depth to cover a good run. As long as you have a good running back, good wide receiver to kind of balance this out when these two are on bye week. That's kind of my thoughts on this. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna stack the wide receiver with the quarterback. I wouldn't even really consider this a stack because they're playing different positions, and
No, he's not saying it's a stack. He's just saying, is it okay to draft? Not so much a stack.
Well, that's you're stacking two players on the same team.
Yeah,
if you're gonna stack, I say go wide receiver, quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily against this. It depends on what wide receiver and running back we're talking about too. That also has makes a big difference. So,
need a kicker. Licker, Dicker, Tucker, Butker. On a serious note, when are you coming out with Breaking Brad t-shirts? We got to do a Breaking Brad t-shirt thing, don't you think?
Sure.
But
what does he look like? I mean, we all just have it in our imagination what he looks like, and if the picture doesn't look like what the people think Breaking Brad looks like, then there's going to be problems. You're going to say, that's not Breaking Brad.
It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. He's kind of behind the curtain. Like you don't really see him. I guess in the end you see the Wizard of Oz, but we've kind of Breaking Brad.
I kind of see Ron Burgundy whenever I hear the voice. That's what I hear. So,
well, you're not in the studio with me and him. So Breaking Brad, do you think we should get a t-shirt of you? What do you think?
We now have breaking news.
That's his thoughts on it. So he doesn't, he's not sure. Okay. So Noah Brown sucks. Noah Brown just got acquired by, who was it here? This was like,
yeah, it's a who cares. It is no fantasy relevance at all.
No, I don't care about Noah Brown. He's who guys help me out here. Where did Noah Brown end up today? He just got acquired. It doesn't matter. We talked about Dalvin Cook. That's disgusting.
Washington took him.
Yeah, Ayuk is not participating in practice. I mean, I was
Another
reading-
one.
He's got to it's coming to a point where they got to start playing here. Like he's going to stay on the 49ers. There's no one else wants him. I mean, he was flirting with who? The Commanders, was it the Browns, the Steelers? He was everywhere. And nobody wanted him, or he just turned down a bunch of deals. And now the 49ers are probably like, aha, now we got you, right? That's what I'm thinking. And it's like,
Well, they already had him. They already have him under contract for this year. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where it's like it was almost impossible for it to happen because you actually have to have three separate parties agree on whatever trade is happening. So Ayuk has to agree on it, the Niners have to agree on it, and the team acquiring them also has to agree on the deal. It's virtually impossible to do that. So I always thought that he was just probably going to stay and play out his final year at San Francisco and then dip his toe in the water in the market next year. But for now, it's terrible. If he goes anywhere besides San Francisco, it's terrible. He won't know the system. He's not going to be ready. And plus these guys that aren't practicing, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk, these guys, they haven't been doing anything this preseason. They're at high risk for soft tissue injuries, man. Watch out for hammies. Watch out for, leg contusions. Watch out for ankle injuries. It makes me not want any of them. So.
All right, we're going to rapid fire through all your questions. I'm going to try to get to as many questions as we can in the next 15, 20 minutes. But I ask everybody in here to hit the thumbs up. Just smash thumbs up. Let's get this message out. Let's amplify this room here. And make sure you guys do grab the 16-round draft solution, sleepers, breakouts. You don't want to draft without the 16-round draft. So make sure you guys do grab that, thefantasyfootballcast.com. I've also linked it below. And hit that thumbs up, okay? Really, really important. And drop your comments below. But it's very important. Also, if you want to if you also want to book a direct call, you could do that, thefantasyfootballcast.com. I'll call you. We'll talk. Again, we were just talking about, I was just on a call today with a guy who has $100,000 buy-in league. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
I wonder if he was lying to you. I'm guessing that he's probably bullshit.
No, he was serious. He was a mature man out of Europe. He even had a European accent. This guy was serious. He was very serious. Nice guy, by the way. This is interesting. Can you tell me your 1 to 5 top picks in order? Oh, that's interesting. I mean, are we talking like our one per each round? Maybe that's kind of a good,
I think so. I don't think he's talking about picks number 1 through 5 in a PPR league.
No, I think he's just saying I like, for example, I like Byjan, I like Brees, I like Barkley. And then I would probably look at, maybe who's my other guy? Henry. And then I would look at, I don't know, Josh Allen or something. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by top 5. Is it just in general or per round? Probably just
full PPR for me. It would be CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra. Those would be my top 5. I want to get, if it's full PPR, I want one of those guys on my team.
I want my running backs. Would you like to who would you like to see pick up Gore Jr.? Be interesting for the 49ers. If CMC goes down, he would tear it up there. Where would you like to see him? I mean, there's so many teams that need him. Minnesota needs one. I'm not sold on Aaron Jones being a good running back. He sucks. Zach Moss, I think the Bengals maybe, right? Where would you like to see Frank Gore Jr., Jim?
Well, didn't he just sign on the practice squad for Buffalo? So I think he's just staying in Buffalo.
He's staying there, but I know. That's true. We just talked about.
There's a lot of quarterback needy teams, and we'll see what happens. I mean, clearly Dallas is probably the top choice.
Yeah, I
don't know what the hell Jerry Jones is doing. He's an idiot.
Yeah, you missed the OCD. We talked about this at the beginning of the show. He got re-signed by the Bills today, but I was just thinking where would we have liked to see him? That's what I was thinking. But good cover there, Jim. All right, so Roman Velasquez. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Again, if you guys super chat it, we'll put you guys above everybody, shout you up. Thoughts on Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon, 10-man PPR, backups Javonte. I don't like Brian Robinson Jr., although he is starting there. Chase Brown and Dowdle. Don't care for Dowdle, too committee driven. Chase has some upside. I like Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon already dealing with some sort of injury. And I like the situation that Mixon's in, but I have no Joe Mixon stock. What do you think, Jim, on these guys?
Yeah, I mean, Joe Mixon's he's on a good offense. It's a good system around. They're going to score a lot of points. That's good. That's good for him. He's going to have a lot of goal line opportunities. He's been in the league for so long, though. Now he's got a lot of wear and tear on his body. I have not really been taking any Joe Mixon in any of my leagues. Just not really interested in him. And then Brian Robinson is part of a three-headed running back committee. Because there's also Austin Eckler and there's Jaden Daniels, also the quarterback, who's going to run too. So I don't think there's anything there for him. I try to get rid of him if you could. I try to trade him if you could before the season starts, because I think his value is just going to go down once you see the split in that backfield.
Look at this super chat. What an amazing, we got to shout him out. Dave the Beast gives us a beast of $49. What a guy, man. That's an amazing contribution to the channel. Thank you. $49. This guy at 100K buy-in league as well. Man, that's awesome. Thank you. What's your opinion on Kamara? Is he a solid RB2? Jim, what are your thoughts on Kamara?
I don't like him. He's old. He's 28.
Yeah.
So he's at that cliff year, and nobody's expecting the Saints to be very good on offense this year. Yeah. He does have value because he catches a lot of passes. Who's the backup there? Is it Kendre Miller? Is that the backup who's injured right now? He's injured. So that's good. That's good for Kamara. I'm just not sure how much opportunity he's going to have. And also, don't forget that Taysom Hill is also there. Taysom takes the goal line. Taysom always takes over in the red zone. So I would not be thrilled with Kamara. I think there's better options there. I think you can get Zamir around the same point in the draft. I'd rather have Zamir, frankly.
Yeah, way more upside. Kamara, again, older. And if you look at his stats, I mean, he's more of a receiving pass catching back, and he's never had 1,000. I don't think he's ever had 1,000-yard season. Again, situationally, he's in a good situation, safe. I mean, I just not exciting at all. I get somebody else. And if you paid $49 for this, I appreciate you for the question. Go grab 16-round draft solution. Use code SMASH to save 20% on that. Go grab it right now. thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. How do I download the cheat sheet on 60 rounds from Straight Truckin' Guy? Just simply under the video. So if you go in and you log into 16 rounds, under all the videos, there's an attachment and you got the 16-round draft solution cheat sheet, which I updated a couple of days ago. Let's see. Oh, there's another question about 16 rounds plus or something like that. Oh, one guy says, I have a draft tomorrow, $1 million buy-in. Wish me luck. You better book a direct. You better book a direct.
Good luck to you, man. Good luck to you. We play in high stakes leagues, but it's just like a $350 or I think what's
I'm in a 2K. I'm in a 2K.
You're in a 2K league, right? But the grand prize is $1 million on both of those leagues. So that's how we play for $1 million is on those kind of leagues. So $1 million buy-in.
There was a question about 16 rounds plus. I could have swore I saw it. Here's a good question that kind of got me a little stumped here. If I was in this situation, okay, so. Typically Superflex, right? I still go robust RB. Like I did a Superflex league where it swung back in the third round. Instead of a snake, I got it went back-to-back picks for the, you know what I mean? It went to 24 and then back. It didn't snake this way. It staked back. It did reverse. So I was able to get Bijan, Saquon, and Gibbs. And then still there were some quarterbacks left. So, but if you go first overall, you're almost tempted to go one of those elite quarterbacks, because I drafted from the 10th or 12th position or something like that. And at that point, all those elite guys were gone. Hurts was gone. Mahomes was gone. I don't even like Richardson, but he was gone. Allen was gone. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to wait, right? And I did. But if you're going first, Jim, you're almost tempted to go one of those elite running quarterbacks, even for a guy like me who.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how could you pass up like on a Mahomes or a Josh Allen or something like that, right? Or Hurts. I would absolutely have to take that. And in the Superflex Dynasty League that we're in, I went quarterback. I got Lamar Jackson, then I got Jordan Love. Third round, I still got Tyreek Hill, man. Now that's a Dynasty League, so he was devalued. That allowed me to get him in the third round, but I was still able to get my first round player in the third round. So, I'm more inclined to lock, especially if you can get one of those elite rushing quarterbacks, get one as with your first or second pick, probably your first pick. It's going to have to be your first pick to get them. But
I'm crazy. I still go running back. I don't know. I'm crazy because I hate drafting first in a super flex because of that. And again, if you come back, they're going to run on quarterbacks and they're going to run on running backs. So coming back to you, I don't know. It's gonna be
well, no, but end of round 2, you're still going to have great running backs. There's still going to be awesome running backs.
There'll still
I
be
mean, again,
some,
you said you said you were able to get Jahmyr Gibbs in the 3rd round.
That's
So,
true. Yeah. No, but the way that it swung, Jim. So, I mean, you know how in a stakes draft you go 1 to 12 and then you go 13, you come back. So the person that
Right.
went 24th missed his pick. It went back to this way. You know what I'm saying? So I got the second. If I went 11th, I got the second pick in the 3rd round. Does that make sense? It didn't go back to you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys understand. It kind of reversed the order in the 3rd round. So you know what I'm saying? So the guy that went 24th didn't get the 25th pick. He got the 36th or whatever. Does that make sense?
Okay. All right.
So
So we got he got the 12th pick, the 13th pick, and then the 36th pick is what you're saying.
And then you got 36, 37.
Okay.
So I was able to get an earlier 3rd round pick. That's why Gibbs fell to me. So anyways, I like still drafting in a super flex at the end of round 1. So anyway, hopefully that didn't confuse everybody. This is the $1 million question. And I have no answer for this. It's Tyrell. Tyrell won is this the same Tyrell that won the PS5? Tyrell, are you the same person that won
so.
He
Yeah,
won
that looks like the same sharp suit there.
Yes, yeah. And everybody, when he won the PS5, so I didn't actually send him a PS5. I sent him the cash for a PS5. So I sent him the cash, which was like $450, $500, whatever it was. And everyone's telling him to get another suit. So this is the same Tyrell. Tyrell, what's up, man? And he's asking me an impossible question. He's asking me, well, I have this saying, don't be a donkey, draft Vlad McConkey, but you also got to be on Keon, right? We were talking about when this show started today. It's like Keon is listed as wide receiver 4 to Mac Hollins, which is absolutely ludicrous. I don't believe that whatsoever. Mac Hollins sucks. And Tyrell says he did win the PS5. Yes. So let's answer this question, Jim. Backs against the wall. Your life depends on it. You got to make a decision. And this decision, Jim, is like, life on the line. Like make or break for your career, whatever you want to say, right? You lose your mortgage. Like someone's got to finish with more fantasy points by the end of the season. You got to choose one. Ladd McConkey or Keon Coleman. Who finishes with more fantasy points at the end of the season? Your mortgage on the line.
I'm going to go Keon.
I'm leaning Keon as well.
I think it's going to be a higher volume passing offense than what you're going to see on the Chargers. And like I said, I just think it's going to be more volume to Keon is what I think. So
yeah, he says he has 7 suits, so he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. He got the PS5. So what was I going to say though? Yeah, so I just think the ceiling is massive for Keon. Like you got to really be on Keon. I got a good feeling about him. And the thing is, again, what's his name? Josh Allen was 5th in passing attempts last year. And the thing about this is crazy is he's arguably the best quarterback in the NFL. And I think there was a recent report saying that he, by his peers, got rated as the most overrated quarterback. So that's good. Now he's got to play with a chip on his shoulder. Did you read that report, Jim? It was going out in the news today.
I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think it was a vote. I don't know if it was a private vote or confidential. They rated him the most overrated player in the NFL or quarterback or something like that. It's crazy. Poor Allen. So yeah, I think Keon, man. I got him in all my leagues. I'm rolling with him, and I can't wait till the season starts. Is it season yet, Jim? When is it coming?
It's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. And then we got Baltimore and KC. That's going to kind of give us a bit of an appetizer as to what's to come, but still, I still want more. All right, guys, a couple more questions here. I got to roll out and then grab the 16-round draft so you guys make sure you guys smash it, tap it. Hit the thumbs up, too. Hit the thumbs up. Let's get some more questions here. Let's get going. Some guy said he got Brees, Oddchain, London, Waddle. In my drafts, Ed Zamir White. I'm not really crazy on. Oddchain's really boom or bust, and I'm not crazy on Waddle. Jim, you like Waddle? I don't got no Waddle.
No, especially with that report that he's got a non-contact jersey on, and they won't even tell you what's wrong with the guy. So that makes me nervous.
Oh, Jim's got a lot of Pacheco stock. They just drafted or acquired. I keep saying drafted. Acquired Samaje Perine. Ryan is
Yeah,
on.
again, I believe that is just a practice squad thing, not
I
on
don't
the
know.
team.
Don't sleep on the P Ryan. Draft Michael Thomas, or sorry, Brian Thomas and Keon Coleman, or Neighbors, or McConkey. All of them.
Well, Neighbors, I'd much rather have over all those other guys because his
What?
role is much more secured. He'll get I mean, there's no other receivers in for the Giants, so if
I don't know.
it's between those four, I'd choose Malik, but yeah,
Just on ADP.
but you got to take him earlier.
Got to take him third round. Would you rather have Jameer Gibbs or Jonathan Taylor? That's a good question. This is tough. I feel Gibbs, but Montgomery's going to
Gibbs.
Yeah, I feel Gibbs a little bit more too.
Yeah, I mean Taylor I mean the dude has not been good for like 3 seasons. I mean he just gets injured all the time. He's not been reliable. He's playing with a rushing quarterback. I don't want anything to do with him. Personally, I've zero shares of Jonathan Taylor.
Oh yeah, I stand corrected. The best quarterback is Mahomes, but I was just talking about like best fantasy quarterback, which is I think Allen still.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. I mean, that's it. I don't want to spend too much more time here. Grab the 16-round draft. All the answers are going to be there. And book a direct call, guys. You can book a direct call, thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Guys, I'm going to be on again tomorrow night and Friday. I know a lot of drafts are this weekend, but do not draft without the 16-round draft solution. You will be sorely sorry, if that's even a word. Sorely sorry. Yeah. You don't want to be sorry that you flunk your draft. Okay, Jim. Anything else you want to say to everybody?
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to run this by you and everybody else here. I've got a big high stakes draft that's happening on Friday, so I'm kind of mapping it out. I'm going from the 6th position. That's where I'm going to be drafting from.
Okay.
And so I think here's kind of how I want to do it. I want to go Amon-Ra first, Pacheco 2, Jacobs 3, Mahomes 4, and then Ferguson 5 because it's a tight end premium. It's tight ends get 1.5 points per reception. I like the value of Ferguson in the 5th. So that'd be my top 5 picks. I kind of like that. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, I'm not really high on your Pacheco pick. I don't know. You're kind of valuing Pacheco so high. They've got Carson Steele that's going to steal away all the volume.
Oh, please. I'm not concerned about Carson Steele.
Carson Steele.
His week 1 projections are 2 points. That's his week 1 projection right now on when you're looking at for your fantasy league. I've got no problem taking Carson Steele as like an 18th round, flyer. Maybe he does something. He probably won't. It's Pacheco. Pacheco's earned that backfield, man.
Yo boy Mal 8 says full PPR. Rate his team. Purdy, Jacobs, Henry. I like Henry. I like London. Smith, I'm thinking he's talking Devontae Smith. Kincaid, Pickens, Godwin, rate my team. Love the show. I appreciate you, by the way. Super chat. Thank you. I don't have any Godwin stock. I don't have any Smith stock. I don't have any Jacob stock. I don't have any Purdy stock. I don't have any Kincaid stock. And I don't have any Pickens stock. Although Pickens could be viable. Kincaid could be solid. Purdy could be safe. Jacobs is boomer bust. And Smith, I just don't like drafting wide receiver 2s. That's kind of my review on this. Out of 10, I give this at least a 6.5 to 7. There is some boom upside here with Henry, Jacobs. Pickens could go crazy this year based on volume, and Kincaid could go good too. What do you think?
Kincaid's a good one. I like it. I mean, as a full PPR, I think this is a solid lineup here. So there's some good volume players, and I mean, you're looking to dominate the tight end position. You waited on quarterback. That's also really smart. And Pickens is going to be on one of the best offenses in the league. So he's going to generate points. Purdy. Pickens is not going to be on one of the best offenses in the league. But, Pickens is the one. I like it. I think it's pretty good.
Give it a rating, Jim. Give it a rating.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.5. I don't have a lot of stock in these players, and so I'm passing. People are asking me questions here, man. I'm getting DM'd on Instagram. This is the busiest time of the year. I'm everywhere, man. Fantasy. All right, guys. So hit the thumbs up, smash it, tap it, slap it. Go grab 16 rounds and hit the thumbs up on your way out, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. I value your time, and I'm trying to give as much value as I can to you guys, okay? Turn on the bell as well. We got shows all year long. Waiver wire starts and sits. This is just the beginning, guys. Turn on the bell. hit the thumbs up and go grab 16 rounds. Let's smash it together. Oh, and there's a Patreon group as well for in-season waiver wire delivered right to your door. Patreon.com/FF Counselor. And I do live Q&As there. I leave a post. I answer your questions. I do weekly Q&A there for you guys as well. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Go join the front lines. Hit the thumbs up. We'll talk soon. We're out. Bye, Jim. Bye, everybody. Have a good